Hello Stampers, welcome to my channel. My name is Lori Staley, Addicted Stamper, and I'm an independent United States demonstrator. Thank you so much for stopping by today. If you are returning for another Make It Monday, or if you're brand new to my channel, I'm so happy we're going to have a few minutes to stamp together this morning, or this afternoon, or this evening, whenever you happen to be watching this video. I have a really cute project for you today that I want to share, and if you like it, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and then also ring that bell so that you are notified when I put additional videos online. Before we get started, I just want to mention that I do have a very active Facebook presence. I know some of you have hopped over from here and watched me over there as well. I am live 2 times a week. We just made a change to our schedule. So Thursday mornings at 10 is coffee and cards, and I usually do 3 projects for you that morning. So, grab a beverage, come on over, hang out with us, chat a little bit, and just enjoy a little break on your Thursday morning. And then Sunday night at 8 is my mystery stamping night. We call it Come Stamp Along With Me. I submit the supplies that you're going to need to Facebook early on Sunday morning, and then you can gather those if you like and stamp along with me that evening, or you can just come, hang out, and chat. It's a great group, and we have a lot of fun. So I would love for you to join me. Tuesdays, I have now changed to a once-a-month interactive Tuesday night stamping event. So it's the last Tuesday of every month at 7:30. We're going to try 7:30. We may end up moving it back to 8, but I wanted to give 7:30 a try. And yeah, you're going to help me decide what pieces and parts to use when I'm making a card. So it'll be a lot of fun, and we'll create together in that event. So love for you to find me over there. Lori Staley, Stampin Up Demonstrator is how you will find my page. I also want to remind you, celebration is still going on. This will be happening through the end of September. There's great goodies in this catalog, including Christmas products, a fabulous greeting set that you can earn with a minimum $300 party or order. This was put together by demonstrators. They polled demonstrators for words and greetings that we would like to have, and they compiled a stamp set and created it as a free gift. So it's completely free with a $300 party or personal order if you like, right? But if you have a $300 personal order, then my handle, Addicted Stamper, probably applies to you too. And you should check out the deal right now. So anytime's a great time to join Stampin' Up. I love adding new members to my team. We do lots of fun things together, and we do Zoom if you're long distance, and we have in-person meetings if you're close by. Hop on, do some training with you. All of that is fun, fun, fun. But this deal right now is $125 in product for $99 plus tax. Stampin' Up even picks up the shipping. But in addition to that, you get to select any one of the new bundles out of this catalog. So I don't know about you, but I think there's not a bundle in the catalog I don't really want to own. So I'm trying to gather them all, but you get to gather one for free if you grab that starter kit. And that could be up to another $60 value, because I think one of the bundles is $60.25 or something like that. So think about that. I will drop a link if you want to check it out. And you can be a happy shopper and get a discount for as long as you are a member of Stampin' Up. Or you can build a little business on the side and help pay some bills or save up towards a special vacation or a special purchase. Or you can be like me, and after I was downsized, I decided to turn this into my full-time job. So you just never know where the road may take you. And for me, it's been a little over 18 years now. This is my 18-year anniversary month, or Stampiversary month. And the number of people that are in my life now and my close friends that are here would not be in my life if it hadn't been for Stampin' Up, because that's how I met them. So it's also a great way to add friends into your world. All right, with all of that said, let me show you the card we're going to make. And I'm kind of doing a throwback here because I made this little cute snowman years ago. And look, he telescopes out. How cute is he, right? So one of the key elements that we need to make this are brads, and we haven't had brads in the catalog for a little while. So when the brads came back, we have these black and white round and square brads. Get a ton of them in this little container. I knew that I had to bring him back from the archives and create him again, because I'm also a snowman freak. So if you like snowman, then this is going to be a great card for you to play with. So let me show you how we're going to do that. First, I'll tell you all of the different products that I'm using. And really, you can probably tell, it is the layering circle dies that I used to create the 3 layers for his body. Now, if you have the punches, please, by all means, use the punches, because I'm going to cheat when I make his scarf and I'm going to use a punch. But you can use the punches or the dies. The base is around 2, and then we graduate down. So the layering circle dies. I also used, I don't know if you could see that on the camera, but I also used the one folder from the Wintry Duo embossing folders. This also fits through the mini boss, the mini die cutting and embossing machine. And I just did the Whisper White. And I did it in 2 sections. It actually covered the whole piece, but you don't see the center. So if you leave a gap or if you get like a line through your embossing, it's not a big deal, because we're gonna put some of that beautiful designer series paper that coordinates with the deer bundle. And you know, I knew the name of that right before I went live or went to do the video, but now I can't think what it's called, but you all know what I'm talking about, right? Let's see. Let me find that pretty paper for you. There we go. Peaceful Prints. I want to say Peaceful Place, but that's the one that goes with the cabin set. So Peaceful Prints, free with a $50 order through the end of September or while supplies last. And of course, then I used the Peaceful Deer stamp set for the Merry Christmas. And for the inside, I just kept it real simple and put a greeting in real red. And that comes from the Snowman season, which is a carryover snowman stamp set. I have all the snowman stamp sets. So those are the core products I used. Of course, I used the, the Lovely Labels punch to do the tag. And I also used the Label Me Lovely to create the hat and the tails of his scarf, this little hat band here, if you will, okay? And then the punch that I'm going to use is to create the scarf. So let's get started, shall we? Pull out all my papers. So we have, of course, a base of real red. That is 5.5 by 8.5. You don't have to worry about writing down measurements or anything. I will list all the details below the video in the description section so that you can recreate this card if you would like. And if you do have any questions, you can drop me a comment below. I do go back and respond to those as well. So just a layer of basic black behind there. Then, as I said, I took that embossing folder and I embossed, and actually it worked well for me. I got the full page without a hump or a bump in the middle, but again, you don't need that. You can just do the ends because you are going to cover that up with some of that Peaceful Prints designer series paper. So we're going to go ahead and do all the base work. I was doing a live on, I think it was Thursday, and over on Facebook, and somebody said they already finished their Christmas cards. I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm still having too much fun playing with everything. But postage is going up, I think. Or did it go? Is today, what is today? Is today the 29th? I think it went up yesterday. I think yesterday was the 29th. So hopefully you guys knew that and grabbed yourself some stamps so that your Christmas cards are covered for you. All right, so there we go. That is the card base. I'm going to go ahead. I'm doing things a little backwards today, but I really want the focus to be on building that snowman, right? He's just so darn cute. So I'm going to bring in a greeting. I have a block here that's a bit of an overkill because I have about 9 project boxes packed right now. I have a team meeting tonight. And so I've got 4 for that, and I've got some for my next live on Facebook, and just all kinds of things going on in my studio. Very, very busy time of the year. But I love it. I love sharing fun ideas with y'all. So we're just going to go ahead and mount that on the inside. I wanted to put a snowflake in there, but I didn't really want to introduce some blue, I guess, so I didn't do that. So talking about blue, though, I did sponge the edges of the circles with Balmy blue, and I used a sponge dauber to do that. You can use a blending brush, you can use a sponge if you have sponges, really whatever you want. I didn't want it to go real far in onto the circle and get all feathery, so I just decided to do it with the sponge dauber. And I'm sure you know this, but the more perpendicular or straight up and down you hold the two pieces as you're doing this, the thinner the line of color is. If I were to move my sponge dauber up and come this way, of course my color would come further into the circle. But I'm just shooting for the edges. And I'm not even so worried if they're, if it's perfect the whole way around, because it's supposed to represent cold and frosty, right? And I did go ahead and do the other two before we got together to save a little bit of time. I know everybody's busy in today's world, right? Okay, let me take the little face here. This little guy's going to be his face. I'm going to bring in a little bit of Blushing Bride to give him those little pink cheeks. And again, I'm using a sponge dauber. Tell you another thing, it's not quite as diffused look, if you will, but you could use the end of an eraser on a pencil. If you have a brand new pencil with a nice, clean, crisp eraser, you could dip that into your ink pad and then put that down for his cheeks as well. So I do not draw the best mouths, but we're going to give this a try. And I'm just using the black Stampin' Up marker. I wanted something thin because I'm afraid the blend would be a little too broad, the tip. So we're going to see how that turns out. That doesn't look too bad. It looks kind of funny without his eyes and his nose yet. And then I actually just trimmed out his nose from a piece of pumpkin pie cardstock. I was trying to think if any of the snowman sets that we currently have a nose. And you know what? I think the Snowman Punch does, as I say that. But I also know that it's really, really tiny. This is going to be tiny enough for me to work with. Then I'm going to take my pumpkin pie Stampin' Up marker, again, not the blend. I want that real fine point on there. And I'm going to just add some little lines to replicate the lines that we see in a carrot. So that's probably really hard to see on screen. Let me see if I can, I love that putty end on the Take Your Pick tool. I don't know if you can see the lines on that now or not, but there are some cute little lines on there. We're gonna pop his nose on there, as long as I don't lose it. And I think to do that, I'm gonna use a glue dot. So let's grab the pointy tip of the Take Your Pick tool. Again, I'm an old dog and they're trying to teach me new tricks. I said I've been around for 18 years as a demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I've probably been stamping with them for 20 years. Ooh, did you see that? Glue dot hop like a Mexican jumping bean, right? So we're gonna put that, I rolled it up just a little bit so it doesn't have any glue dots sticking out from the other side. And I'm gonna see, I didn't think that was gonna work. Let's see if I can do it this way. The glue dot is stronger than the putty, which is a good thing, right? He really wants to hop around this morning. It might be evening where you are, or afternoon, as I said earlier. I'm filming this morning. There we go. There we have his nose. And then, of course, his little eyeballs are going to be our black matte dots. But I think I'm going to wait until I have him put together. So we're going to work on putting him together and creating that telescoping effect. I'm going to bring in my piercing pad. And the first thing we're going to do is start with the body. So we're going to lay them down just like this, okay? So you can see they are just touching, and I'll show you here too. So the edges are aligned, and we're going to come down just a little bit, and we're going to use our take your pick tool, and I'm going to try to find, I got lucky. I found two right away. Two of the tiny little white. I thought about using the black because it would look like buttons, but I decided since I wasn't going the whole way down his body, I'd stay with the white. But you could certainly use the little black ones. And I'm probably coming down between 1/8 and 1/4 of an inch from the top edge of the circles. And we're going to put that in there. Don't press your take your pick tool down too far because you'll make your opening so large that it will not, the brad will slip through. And then I'm just going to press down. I put the cap back on the other end because it's got a little flat tip, and press that down. Now, if you're concerned that your brads are going to slide around, these are my old craft and rubber scissors, and they're workhorses. I do a lot of stuff with them, but they will also cut through your brad tips. So you can shorten them. But did you see what I did when I was cutting that? I literally put my hand over top so it can't fly up into my eyes. Please always practice safety in your studio. There would be nothing worse than a piece of a metal brad hitting you or someone that may be stamping with you, right? So we're going to just flatten that down again. Okay, so that is number one. Now we're going to open this, and we're going to bring our little face in. Okay, so he's going to go upside down, and he stays a little bit up. And if we do this right, it's all going to work out. I do want to make sure that I have this kind of centered, right? And I think I'm going to put his scarf on first, actually. Let's do that. That'll give us a little bit more depth to work with. I'm going to lay that right there for a second. So let me show you how I did the scarf. And here's where I cheated. You can absolutely do this with the layering circles, but it's easier with a punch. All I'm going to do, and I don't even need necessarily a full circle, although I'm going to do fairly full. Well, let's just do full. How about right there? We're going to punch, and then we're going to come back in and we're going to punch. So you see how I'm offsetting just a little bit so I can get that almost crescent moon shape? That's his scarf. How about that? And then that's going to wrap right around his little neck. While we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and create the tails. And again, now I'm using the Label Me Fancy punch to do that. Now, what I didn't tell you is the size of this punch. So it's going to depend. If you're using the circle punches, then you're going to use the same punch that you use to create your head for your snowman. If you're using the dies, you're going to want to come up with the closest to the small die. This happens to be the retired 1 3/8 inch punch, and it worked perfectly for me. Now, I did create these with the dies, but that size circle punch seemed to work. So all I did here was I took and I punched that out of the paper, and then I just completed rounding the edge here so that it looks like the end of a scarf, right? And I'm going to cut that off right about there. And I'm going to do a second one to get a little bit smaller piece. If you're real good at just cutting a straight strip of paper and rounding the edge, by all means, go ahead and do that. But this punch happened to be on my desk from a previous project I'd been working on, and I thought, oh, that would be very helpful, right? All right, so now we're just going to put this together down here. Now I want to bring in a silicone pad. Don't you love our silicone pad? Nothing sticks to it, guys. Not the seal, not the Tombow, not hot glue. So you can use it in all kinds of your crafts. The other thing it's perfect for is if you are having a problem getting your seal to start, just roll it. It's not going to stick, but your tape is automatically moved to the tip of the applicator. So that's a great tip if you're struggling. But I'll tell you a secret, and I don't know. I keep saying to everybody, I don't know, but I think they made a change to the seal. And the reason I say that is I got an order, I bet you it's been at least two weeks ago now. And I had ordered some new seal. And I started using it. I'm on my 4th applicator of it. And I do not have any issues. I don't have to move it forward with my finger. None of that stuff. So that is not the other piece. Okay, where did they go? They're probably laying right here and I just can't see them, right? Neither one of those pieces are the ones I did that I rounded the tips on. Well, guess what? I did some in advance in case we had an issue, and apparently I have lost the original pieces. So let me pull my little bag out with my little pieces in, and we'll use these. I know I'm not the only one that have pieces disappear on your, I found them, there they are. Told you they were right in plain sight, right? So we are going to go ahead and put these together. And I'm just going to cross them over. I think I'm done with that one now. Okay. And then we're going to mount that to the back. This way we have just a little bit more depth to work with when we're putting the brad through, and that little bit will make a difference. All right, so there we go. We've got his scarf. Now we're going to flip him over, bring back in the body of our snowman, and this way, right? Sorry. And we're going to put him like this. And again, I want to try to keep that lined up. Now I've got glue on my fingers. I wish my fingers didn't let anything stick to them when I'm stamping. All right, so about like that, I think. Yeah, let's try that. Fingers are crossed. I think that looks good. This is lined up. We're gonna put that, try to bring that straight down from your other one. But it really is forgiving, so if you're a little bit off, it's not gonna be that big of a deal. And then, yeah, that other little brad did disappear on me. I know, oh, there it is. See? White on white isn't always easy to see. And then we're gonna do the same thing here with those paper snips. I'm just going to, or not paper snips, but the old Craftin' rubber. And if you have a heavy-duty scissors in your studio, that's definitely what you want to use. But again, I can't emphasize enough, protect yourself, your face, your eyes, your friends, if you have folks stamping with you. And make sure you have your hand over that when you actually do it. And then we're going to flatten that out. And voila, there he is. So we just have to give him his eyes and his hat yet. So I did the same thing. I used that same Label Me Fancy label, punched, trimmed it down, made the ends just a little bit more curvy. And then I took one of the circles, the punch circle, I ran that through the Wintry embossing folder, mini embossing folder. This is our red foil, comes in the red and green pack. So pretty. So we're going to put the brim on the hat, just like so. Have to use those snowflakes, man. They're so cute on that dot, or on that embossing folder. That pairs with a one that has pine boughs on it. So that's a really nice set. It's actually in the annual catalog. If you haven't taken notice to it, check it out. It's one of those I think people don't see until we start using it. So we're going to come in with some of the black dots, the black matte dots, and put his little eyes on. Oops. All right, Frosty. There he is. Oh, he's so cute. So, so cute. I think I'm going to slide his hat down just a little bit. There we go. How cute is he? I'm also going to trim. Well, maybe not. I just didn't have it on straight. I think he is adorable. And then he just goes back down like this, right? And there he is. Okay. So then all you do is take your seal, and this would probably be a great place to use your Seal Plus or your tear and tape, because whoever receives this card is going to open and close it, I don't know, 100 times within the first hour. I always want to go the wrong way with him. There we go. So, and after you do it a couple of times, then he just automatically slides into place. Okay, so again, I used the Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch, and I created a base in Real Red, and then I have my strip here. Oops, wrong one. I have my strip here. We're going to go ahead and punch that. I always turn my punch upside down, and I know not everybody has the hand strength to do that. So you can absolutely do this, but for me, I just like seeing the back of it and hoping that I'm getting it somewhat straight. All right, and so then we're going to go ahead and stamp our greeting. And again, that is from that cute little, sorry, Peaceful Deer stamp set that is in the mini catalog. It bundles with the coordinating deer punch. We're going to mount those two together and add a rhinestone or two. I did pop that up with some mini dimensionals. And it's actually probably wide enough that if you had the regular dimensionals and you wanted to use them, that would be fine. Man, I get into my work. I am always cattywampus. Okay, who's heard that word before? Anybody? Cattywampus. So there's our greeting, and I do have the red rhinestones here, so we'll add a couple of them. And there we go. There's the inside of our card. We just put the greeting in, hoping the season builds heartwarming memories. And then we have our cute little telescoping snowman on the front. So I hope you guys like that. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, tell me where you're watching from. I always think it's so interesting to see how far the videos go. And I'll be back next Monday with another Make It Monday. And thanks again for watching. Remember, if you don't have a demonstrator in the United States, I'd be happy to help you on your stamping journey. Here is my website, addictedstamper.stampinup.net. My August hostess code. If you're ready to put an order in for some supplies, I would love it if you'd shop with me. With this hostess code, you will qualify with a minimum $25 product purchase to earn my Just Cards kit this month. And every month I do a different card kit. It's 5 cards with envelopes, okay, and a emailed PDF with the $25 qualifying product order. So you could earn these 5 cards. And everything is almost all greetings, right? Everything's die cut or embossed or punched. This one does need the pumpkin. So if you have a pumpkin that you can substitute, if you don't have pretty pumpkins, that works. But that is there for you. And you'll also receive a welcome gift from me if it's your first order with me. So, or if you need catalogs, if you haven't found a demonstrator to get catalogs from, let me know and we'll work that out for you as well. Thanks so much, guys. Take care. Have a great week. I'll see you next Monday for another Make It Monday. Bye.